Boom, 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 ba-dum. I think one of the things I like about the Sakura is the really beautiful white color that just pops up in just like I think 1 or 2 days, and they just are there. And let me think. Hey, welcome. Let's start. Let's go. Hopefully you can hear me. I didn't check. Oh, I forgot one more thing. I can do that later. Just want to circumvent that I will lose my phone while we are driving around. I need to get a cable, like a small cable, that I completely forgot to acquire, and I really need to have it. So let me get that cable. Unfortunately, many of the shops that sell cables are basically gone, like many other shops. So basically, you're basically forced to go to shop online. But unfortunately, if you shop online, especially with a cable of like €2, you need to pay like 4 or 5 euros for the fee, shipment fee. And especially in this case, I don't know exactly what cable I need, so I just need to have a look. I'm right now in the southeast of the Netherlands. Please let me know if you can hear me well, if the video stream is doing well, because I've seen sometimes it might not work 100%. So let me wait here. Don't want to rush too much. Yeah, Nijmegen. It's the oldest city. We're driving around, and actually beautiful magnolia. And I expect to arrive in about 40 minutes in at the shop. It's one of the only electronic shops that we have, and it's interesting that you really have to go to such a small village now to buy it. I mean, I can imagine that like a even bigger city like Amsterdam might still have that kind of shop. So we're driving here and basically testing also the GoPro setup. GoPro that is directly connected to the Wi-Fi hotspot, and the Wi-Fi hotspot is connected, of course, to the 4G platform, 4G network. Probably is a Cat 4. It's a called Cat 4 SIM module that allows fast enough bandwidth for uploading. Yeah, POV, right. Actually, I saw another scope today that was driving in Russia. Was somebody on the bike. I think that was also cool. Thank you so much for sharing and tweeting this scope as well. Hopefully the video quality will stay good. Can't promise anything, because we're really depending on the signal, the 4G signal, and we will drive in a couple of minutes more to I don't want to say like nothing, but there won't be so many buildings around us. But as our country is so small and we have so many of those 4G poles, usually the signal tends to be pretty stable on most of the country. There are some black spots. For example, near the border area, so near the German border, or not the Belgian border. Alex, oh yeah, I like it. I like that people stream more from a bike or from a car, so you have better an idea how the country looks like from a really first person view. Because and also of course to have the interaction, because most of the time if you look to YouTube, there is basically you will condense all the interesting information into one video, which is of course cool. Hey Chantal. But one of the things I don't like about the YouTube is that if you want to have the real experience, the live experience, it's better to join a live stream, like from Chantal, doing that in Paris. I love her scopes. She's doing a lot of 360 scopes, and I think it would be really cool to have the 360 scopes also on my helmet. And maybe Chantal can give a shout out to the people of 360 or 360 Instagram or Insta 360. I'm sorry, that we can try that for some scopes. Maybe they're interesting for that. It's pretty busy. Not sure why, because usually it's more busy to get into the city. We are now getting out. I thought it was just very fast. Let's get here. Wait for a bit. Wait for the green light. Sometimes we have those numbers counting down, but like this, like small roads, relatively small roads, don't have it. I think it's very convenient, especially if you're driving like the motor, so you know when to put it in the first gear. It just makes I haven't found a way to aggregate the chat over the HDMI in an easy way, because that really would be cool. And I mean to aggregate the chat from YouTube and from Twitch. Here we're crossing a canal. There was a rowing school. Most of them are students from the university, just want to improve their all kinds of skills. So the maximum speed limit is 50 kilometers an hour. They're controlling pretty strict, so you need to pay really attention to the speed, because I don't want to have a ticket. So I'm driving now the Yamaha SR400, which is a relatively small bike, but it really feels very flexible. Hey Bernardo, welcome. And actually I'm planning tomorrow to do a longer ride. Depends on the weather, but according to the forecast, the weather forecast, seems to be a good day. Unfortunately, I can't see all the commands. It's a university. It's called the Radboud, R-A-D-B-O-U-D, Radboud University. So we have in our country different kind of universities. We have the one more for general, more like we call them technical universities, and we have the general universities. The technicals are more applied research. And I remember we have 4 of them. And then we have 10 general universities, and the one that is in our city, Nijmegen, that university is like a general university, or yeah, not like the technical one. So we have a like big focus on law, for example, or on psychology. So now we are out of the city, or actually almost, and hopefully the signal will stay good, so you will it's getting, need to wait here. It's a pretty small route, and there we get into the forest. It's not like a big forest, it's like a small one, but big enough to enjoy your afternoon, morning, evening, before sunset. Not allowed to be there after sunset. Yeah, I think unfortunately in our country it's such a small place. I mean, such a small country. We don't really have big places where you can walk forever and don't see anything. I mean, don't see people living. Everywhere we have cities, villages, so densely populated. Oh, great to hear that the signal is still good enough. So and now we're driving. It's like here you can see the cows, the famous Dutch cows for the milk. Actually, these are white with gray, and the white with black. They give a lot of milk, the milk cows, and our dairy industry is really big. And I remember a lot of like companies from all around the world want to get a better understanding how we are so efficient with those cows on such a small land. It's the milk per square meter. I mean, the yield of it is pretty high. So here we have like small, I don't want to say hills, it's just it's a beautiful, what I told you, it's a beautiful area for walking. I also flew the drone here in this part, and our country used to look like this, like open fields and with the small lakes. Looks beautiful, huh? Now we have still a lot of forest, but most of the forest has been like human forest. How do you call it? Human designed forests. But this seems to be pretty like natural, old school. I remember when I was a kid, like about 12 years old, the elementary school, at a camp. First time basically with the whole school, or the whole school,